Mindset number 9, winners learn from their failures quickly. Winners have an uncanny ability that when things don't go their way, or they go down a path and they've been working on something for a while and it just doesn't work out, they don't get discouraged. They just stop and say, you know what, that didn't work. Let's move on to the next thing. Or maybe it didn't work this time. Let's put that on the shelf and do something about it later, or do it again later when things have changed or we've got something else in position. So many people think about it when we talked about, clear back when we talked about Thomas Edison and the 1,000 failures, the first 1,000, when his colleagues were just giving him a bad time saying, you know what, this isn't going to work, and maybe it's not supposed to work, or let's leave it to somebody else. Maybe the technology's there. And I liked what he said. He said to his colleagues, we have not failed 1,000 times. We have simply found 1,000 ways that the light bulb will not work. And so the trick is going on to 1,001. So keep this in mind as you're going through your things in life. Get in that habit of when things don't go your way, just to stop and pause and say, you know what, that didn't work. Let's move on. Let's do something different. Matter of fact, I just want to keep making this point over and over and over again. There really is no such thing as failure. Again, all of these things that we call failures are learning experiences, and you'll hear that in countless books on the bookshelves when it comes to self-improvement. The fastest way to the top is to fail. I've heard it said so many different ways. I'm trying to think of some of the canned phrases that we hear all the time. Fail your way to success. Fail forward fast. That's another one of my Marshall Silver quotes. Fail forward fast. I like that. And I also like how he would always say, if you knew there was 1,000 failures between where you are now and the success, how quickly would you get through those failures? Okay. A lot of times what holds us back is we don't know how long it's going to take. Well, I want to tell you this. When you're setting out on your journey to get these things that you're looking for, it's not going to take as long as you think. It is going to take some time. I want to make sure you understand it will take some time. However, it won't take as long as you think. And as you've probably discovered by now, these mindsets are all about thinking. Remember when we talked about this early on, a mindset is different from a habit because it's something that you've actually thought through and you've actually committed to yourself and said, this is who I will be from now on. This is a huge one to put into your arsenal, so to speak, into your repertoire. Get in the habit of learning from your failures quickly. Matter of fact, I have a cute, wonderful little example of how this works here. I want you to take a moment and focus at the screen, and obviously don't focus on me or any of the other things that you see on the slide here. Focus on what you're seeing here, and just tell me what it is that you see. Well, most people will say, obviously, there's a black dot, or there's a white screen with a black dot, or there's a hole in the middle of the screen, or I get all kinds of different reactions when I'm doing this live. However, I want to ask you this. What do you think it is that I see? Would you like to know what that is? Well, for our sake here, let's assume that you're just seeing the black dot. Well, let me tell you what it is that I see. I see 1,000 white dots. Let that sink in. I see 1,000 white dots. Literally all of us have a minimum of 1,000 good things that happen to us each and every day. However, what do we choose to focus on? The black dot in the middle. Let me give you an example of this. Let's just say that you're a student and you're in college and there was this pressing report that you had to have in first thing Monday morning. So you took all weekend and you just busted your tail trying to do all your research that you needed to do and write up this report. And you finally got it all done late Sunday night. And though it was exhausting, you just have that euphoric feeling of it's done. I can turn it in. Yes. So you go, you get a few hours of sleep, you wake up the next morning, you print out your report and you want to go through it one more time before you turn it in, and you're sitting there at your breakfast table, all of a sudden your cat or your little puppy jumps up on the table, knocks your milk over, and it goes all over your report. Where does your focus go? Oh my gosh, I can't believe that this happened. We start focusing on the black dot. So what do we do on our way to work? We want to vent. We want to get that frustration out. So we call one of our friends on the way. Hey, are you awake? I can't believe this. I stayed up all this weekend working on this report. I had it all ready to go and was just going over it one last time. And then my dog jumped up on the table and knocked my milk over and went, oh, I can't believe this happened. Well, then what do you talk to people when you get to school? You're not going to believe what happened to me. And you'll notice the more times you tell the story, the juicier it gets. You know, you went from only having 3 hours of sleep to, man, I was up all night. And you make the spill a little bit bigger than what it is. I attribute this to, if we focus on that black dot too long, it actually consumes us. It actually gets us to the point where we don't even see the white anymore. All we see is the dark, that black dot that we're looking at there. Well, I'm going to share something with you here. As I just said, we all have 1,000 good things that happen to us each and every day. Begin focusing on those good things. So instead, in this situation here that I just described, literally all you need to do is print off another thing. This goes back to learning from your failures quickly. Okay, the dog jumped up here. Don't even give it a second thought. Throw that thing away, clean up the mess, print out another one, go on about your day, and don't talk about it anymore. Don't not focus on it don't waste one more brain cell even thinking about it. The energy that is exhausted from us focusing on those negative things just drains us. Now, we all do. We all have 2 or 3 negative things that happen to us every day, and I wouldn't be fully honest with you if I didn't say this. There will be those days where it just feels like nothing's going your way. You get up, you hit every red light on the way to work, you have somebody get in your way, you trip and drop something at work, your reports at work don't quite work out, everybody seems to be irritated that day. Yes, you will have those days. And my advice on those days is, you know what, just step back and say, I'm not even going to attempt to figure this day out. Just let it go. Just know that tomorrow will be a better day. And those are the times where I'll usually take a break and just go binge watch or something. And anyway, some people have those days all the time, and you need to work on not having so many. I would say I have one of those about every 2 or 3 months. But I just take a pause and say, you know what, tomorrow will be a better day. I just need to get through today. And the best thing I can do is take a break and not think about it and let my brain rest. And so keep this in mind as you're going throughout your day. Start focusing on the positive things, even if it's just that you were able to get out of bed that morning, that the sun is out, that you're having a good weather day, that you did at least hit 3 green lights on the way to work instead of all 7 of them, but at least you hit some. Focus on the positive things. You will see a tremendous benefit when you start doing that. The quicker you can get those negative thoughts, those negative experiences off your plate, the better things are going to be. So, mindset number 9, winners learn from their failures quickly. Get in the habit of doing this. It will reward you greatly.